morning, and welcome to Wednesdays with Darren and Cindy, where we bring you real conversation about things that affect our lives and the community. My name is Cindy Ward,
And my name is Darren Powell.
and we are going to be your host for our podcast.
Many studies have shown that building healthy relationships and spending time with your family, friends, and others in the community can help improve your mental well being. Strengthening relationships both at home and within the community ultimately shapes your life.
Well, today we are honored to have a Zama legend on the set. Yes, a Zama legend. He's going to be giving us a glance into what it takes to organize and put on a community event and sharing a little about why they are needed and the effects that they have on our community at a large. So, can you please introduce yourself? Good morning, Mr. Randy, first of all. Can you introduce yourself and give us a little bit about yourself, please?
I was born by the river. Nah, I wasn't born by the river. I wasn't born by but I was born a long time ago. So I've been here in Japan since 1989.
Wow.
The United States Air Force brought me over here, and I just been here ever since. So I've been at Zama since 2000, and when I came to Camp Zama, I started out at Sagami Depot.
Okay.
I was the assistant manager over there under Mr. Michael Larkin, who's now the SHA club manager. Shout out to Mike Lowry over there doing the thing, what he do over there. And then in 2007, I was fortunate enough to be selected as the general manager for the Camp Zami Community Club.
Okay.
So I went over there, and I was at the Camp Zami Community Club till 2017. And then I took the step to, because at the club, I got to meet with the club customers.
Okay.
Then I started special events, and with special events, it expanded my reach. Instead of just people that was in the club, I got to be able to interact with everybody on the installation as well as people outside the installation. So that's where it all started from. And like I said, I got on the little boat from the river, and I've been sailing ever since.
What are some of the benefits of special events to the military community at large?
I think one of the biggest things is the engagement part of it, because a lot of people, when they come to Japan or whatever like that, they don't really, they'll go from this base to the next base to the next base or whatever like that during the time that they're here. But these events give them an opportunity to see some of the people from outside the gate and actually give them time to, engage with them. And then it might change their perspective on what they think of Japanese people, and might want to, give them a little bit more motivation to go outside the gate.
So I know you do very well at planning these special events, and it is by no, happenstance that you are here with us today, because we want to know about how festivals and events enhance the overall community.
Well, just like I said earlier, it's to me, it's important because I've been in Japan so long, and it's kind of like home for me. It's important that the base people, as well as the people outside the gate, establish some kind of relationship. And I think when you have events like this, where the people outside can come in and interact with the base people, I think it establishes those relationships. And it might be, even if you at an event, you standing in line getting food or whatever like that, it might be a little kid or whatever behind you that'll be like, just looking up at you. And then you turn around and say hi, and then you can establish a relationship with that family just based on standing in line getting food. So I think the relationship part of it is one of the.
And I like the way when we do these events, and I've been to some of the events that you have put together, I like the way the cultural aspects of it just come together. So you not only are, having the Americans just like, wow, but you're also having the Japanese like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. So we do appreciate that big time, Mr. Randy.
Yeah, I just want to piggyback on that a little bit, because I know that being military myself and being stationed in a lot of places in Asia and different places, some of the relationships are strained outside the gate with the military folks. Some people act up a little bit with alcohol on board and stuff like that. And I think the festivals and stuff like that have especially in Okinawa, because Okinawa got their own set of issues. But the things that I think around the festivals are huge in that respect. So you don't have to give away all your trade secrets, but
Right.
what's the winning formula? What's how, putting together a winning event? What would you say some of the aspects or qualities of putting together a winning event?
Well, since y'all didn't really, in the prerequisite to have me here, y'all didn't really go into that part of my contract. I'm not gonna go too deep into that. So I just say overall that just with any military, any successful organization, the key is teamwork.
Okay.
And teamwork for events is it's bigger than what most people see, because the biggest thing is the day of the event, everybody comes out, everything's set up and everything is just running smooth or whatever. And what people, I get a lot of times people are like, oh, it's got to be stressful or whatever, to do this. But to me, the day of the actual event, that's the easiest day, because you work with your team and everything that's required prior to that to get it to that point. And once you get it to that point, it's good. So the teamwork starts even from the beginning, from the initial planning. Because and I think one of the misconceptions I do want to kind of get out is that these are MWR events that I do. They're not. They're garrison events that MWR is tasked to run.
Okay.
So, because you hear a lot like, oh, MWR is doing this, MWR, which we are, but they're garrison events.
Okay.
So any event that we do has to get approved by the garrison leadership. Okay. So once it gets, so that's part of the team. And then the other parts of the team are, organizations within the garrison, because DPW, there's no way we could do what we do without DPW.
Okay.
So they're key to it. And then internally, MWR, the meetings that we have between facility maintenance, outdoor rec, arts and crafts, the youth, CYS, all the team members, it's important that we all come together, we all on the same page. And that's why, we have our IPRs, we have our meetings, and make sure that we're all on the same page. And like I said, the teamwork part of that, if the teamwork is smooth, when the event is time to execute the event, you'll see the results and you'll have a flawless event.
Follow up on that for the people who are not understanding what IP. What'd you say?
IPR.
IPR. What is that?
DPW.
What's that about?
Yeah, in progress review.
DPW.
Yeah, DPW is the Department of Public Works, which is basically facility infrastructure. Okay. That's what they're in charge of. And I said IPR is in progress review, which we do weekly. Okay. And basically that gives you an opportunity, because when you task everybody, that gives you an opportunity to see where they're at for their tasking.
Okay.
And if they have any questions or whatever. Sorry about that.
Yeah. No acronyms.
Acronyms. Being a guest in another country, how do you see events and festivals, which are open to the general public, playing in an overall role in relationships, perceptions of the garrison and our neighbors outside of this gate?
Yeah, because like Darren said earlier or whatever, sometimes outside the gates, the people really don't know what we do. They don't know why we here. So when we have these events, because it's people that drive past the gates, around the gates every day. And they just, they see the American flag, they see people in uniform, they see civilians, and, they see that, but they don't really know what we do. So when we open the gates, and that's why a lot of the times when we open the gates, let's say if we have an event that starts at 10 o'clock, at 9 o'clock, it's a line with 200 people outside already waiting, because they're curious. And then some of them that might have a negative image of what we do, when we open up the gates to them and actually show them, some of the things that we do, we can't let them in every building or whatever, but they see that the people on base are people too.
Right.
Basically, we're just, speak a different language, it's language barriers sometimes, but we people too. So when you open up the gates, that gives them the opportunity to see that, hey, Camp Zama people is not that bad.
Hey, Randy, can you give our listeners a little preview of what fun activities are expected post-COVID in this new norm that we're living in? We don't know how it's going to look moving forward. You got some plans moving forward as far as?
Like I said, contractually, yeah, I can. Some things I can tell y'all, but just like I said earlier, the biggest thing too is whatever the garrison approves. Right now, we're in the process of working on Independence Day. So we're evaluating the situation that we're in now as far as COVID and the way everything goes, and hopefully it'll improve to whereas we can get a few more people on here on the installation and enjoy because Independence Day is pretty big thing for us, for Americans. And just some history on the Independence Day. We just 4 years ago was the first time we actually made it an open post event.
Oh,
Prior to that,
okay.
it was just for us. It
okay.
was just, and the thing is, with them allowing us to do Bonadori, which is later on in the year, which is a Japanese type festival, we decided, well, let them be a part of our festival as well. So we have Independence coming up. The Olympics is coming up too. And hopefully, I'm the MWR boss advisor. So the boss program, we got some things that we might be doing with the Olympians once all that works out. So that's coming up. And then one of the things about the boss program as well too, it's not single souls, it's geo bachelors.
Okay.
So geo bachelors also qualify for that program. So like I say, I got a slide deck you can review, and then if you pass the test, then we might let you hang out with the soldiers or whatever like that. But like I say, with that coming up, we try to do some stuff for the Olympics.
A lot of people trying to get on that team.
Right.
And
so for the
too,
information for the Olympics, they do it. Just go to the boss Facebook page. How are they going to get that information?
Well, actually, community relations, we're working closely with them or whatever, because there's some volunteer opportunities that might come up for the community at large. But right now, the boss program, just to give a heads up, on July 24th, they're doing a bike race that's coming through Sagamihara City, which is going to be part of the official Olympics. And the boss program already, we volunteered.
Nice.
They did a dry run, and they got another one coming up that we're going to be part of that. So we got that coming up. For the Bonadori is something that we do in August, was based on what happens at the Olympics will be the determination on whether we hold that event. But also too, I've been working with All Forces Entertainment, and those that the musicians, comedians, things like that too. Yes. So we have those in the works. We don't have specific dates. We do have a time frame for one person already, because Brian McKnight will be here next year. Yes, the Brian McKnight. Yeah, I talked to him the other day, just to make sure it's cool or whatever like that. We went back at one, and then we just started over again.
So funny. I think that Thursday night football.
Right.
How's that going to be looking for next year? Because that is one thing I absolutely love.
Oh, you didn't hear
the gridiron.
You didn't hear it?
What?
It got canceled.
Stop.
The plan.
No, stop.
No, the gridiron. That's close to my heart. That's my baby. Actually, when I started working at the club in 2007.
Oh wow.
I started that program.
Oh nice.
And it's been running this year coming up will be year 14.
That's awesome.
That's crazy to think that. And actually, when this first started, it was like, maybe 10, 15 people playing. Now we get like 200. So this year, we're going to take it to another level, because we're working with our sponsorship team here at MWR.
Okay.
And hopefully, by the time this airs, we should have a signed contract with USAA to provide some top shelf items for this year. And USAA always helps us sponsor the Super Bowl. Normally they provide us stuff for that, but we getting them involved with the Gridiron Challenge this year. So hopefully that'll take us to the next level.
So one more a question. Let's caveat onto that. We're going to stay with Thursday Night Football. Right. However, I wanted to know, is there any possibility for March Madness?
March Madness.
Yes. So we do football, so let's do basketball.
Yeah, so, man, you got to
we can't be partial.
Focused. You can't be all over the place, because you can't go from football. There's no football in March.
March Madness basketball.
Madness. Well, actually, what I'll do for you is I'll coordinate with the Camp Zama Community Club staff and see if that's something that they may be interested in. If they need guidance from me, being as though I'm a sports guru, I think I'd be able to help them out. But actually, we tried that a few years back, so we always looking at doing it again.
Awesome.
Okay, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. Now things are kind of opening up a little bit. I think that's going to be, people are going to be looking for that kind of stuff.
Right.
Last question. How can leadership and the community at large partner with you to do your job and make your job even better and help you create some amazing events? And I know you talked about teamwork earlier, but just for our listeners, how can they just be a part of doing what they do to make your job better or easier?
Okay, well, actually, we do have opportunities at the events that we do for the private organizations.
Okay.
So, private organization, even local businesses, private, home-based businesses. That's an opportunity for you to come out with the community and show them what you do, even if you're not really selling items per se. But the thing is just to get information out about what you guys do. So the thing is, participation is the key for any event. So we can get everybody, on base to come out because believe it or not, even though we're this close, right in the middle of a city or whatever, it's some people that haven't seen us.
Mm.
So when they come out, and they get a chance to come on base or whatever, especially if you got, a bubbly personality, you a people person, these events are perfect for you because the Japanese by nature are passive, but when you come out to these events and everybody having a good time, it's just an opportunity to make new friends and make lifelong connections. So as long as the leadership still supports us and provides us the opportunity to do these events and the community comes out and supports them on base as well as off base, I don't think there'll be an end in sight for these type of events. And actually, just a caveat off of that, because I know for Camp Zama to be one of the smaller installations in Japan, we do more open post events than any other installation in Japan. That includes the larger ones like Yokota, Yokosuka, whatever. They might have one a year, where in a normal year we would have 6 or 7.
Wow.
So, and we have them here on Camp Zama, and we have them at Sagami Depot as well. So, just support wise, like I said, from the top, just keep allowing us to do the things that we do. Individual wise, just come out and support them. From the business side of it, if you're a private organization, make sure all your documents is straight though. You gotta go see Ms. Joy and make sure it's a process to that. You can't just show up and start selling stuff. But yeah, so with all of that, then I think the more input that we get from the community and the more ownership of the events, then I think they'll have a better time and they'll feel like they're part of the community.
I agree. All right. Well, this was good. That's all we have for today. And you have anything, Mr. Darren?
No, it was good. It was rich. It was just kind of, I see the end product. I don't see all the work in the middle of it. So it's good to kind of talk and chop it up a little bit about how we get to this place. And you truly are a legend. And so we stand humble having you in our presence. So thank you for your time, Mr. Benton.
Yes, thank you so much for taking your time out of your day to come over here with us. And that is Wednesdays with Darren and Cindy. And we had as a special guest today, Mr. Randy Benton. And we will see you all next week.